Hello, Rajesh.
Oh, yeah, Chandra.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. I could not hear anything, so that's why.
Okay, no issues. Now it's clear, Chandra.
Yeah, yeah. It's clear now.
Okay, fine. So SAP Simple Finance. Before looking at the SAP Simple Finance, let us look into what exactly is SAP S4 HANA. It is also called as SAP S4 HANA Finance. This Simple Finance, and so SAP S4 HANA. It is not something which has just like that come, and it's a combination. It's the fully entire functionalities of the time tested solution of your traditional ECC system or ERP system, whatever you say, is fully loaded. And just like the SAP's journey for ECC system, which started from R2, then it came to R3, and now currently S4 is the current natively built solution from SAP which runs on top of HANA. So this S stands for, you can even say that it is a suite, or you can say that it is simple. Simple. A simplification has been made with this particular release. So this S4 HANA is nothing but your ERP system, which is running on top of HANA. That means all the time tested functionalities of ERP or ECC system are fully loaded, but there is something which is different from this particular release. So we have two systems. One is OLTP system, which stands for online analytical online transactional processing system, and we have a OLAP system, which stands for online analytical processing system. We have two systems, OLTP and OLAP. With the release of SAP S4, now these two systems are sharing the same database, which is HANA. Unlike earlier releases, now these two systems are operating in the same box. When we looked into R2 and R3, we had a ECC system. We had something called as ECC system, which was my OLTP system. And we had something called as BI system, which was an analytical system, OLAP. OLAP. So in case of a reporting, I need to extract the data from my ECC system and made the data available in the BI cubes or the BI containers, which I also call it as info cubes or DSO. And on top of this system, your queries used to run. But now with S4, it's these both systems are all in the same box, and they are sharing the common database, which is called as HANA. So HANA is an in-memory database with its own set of software and hardware, and these systems are now running in same box. Now with respect to Simple Finance, SAP has gone one step ahead with respect to finance, FICO. So they have overcome few challenges which in the traditional ECC system were lacking. So what were those challenges? The first challenge was that the real-time processes. The second was the simplification. Third, user experience. Fourth is flexible reporting. Fourth is flexible reporting. So there were few challenges. There were few challenges which in the traditional ECC or ERP system, which has been overcome with S4 HANA. So the first thing was the real-time process. So unlike now, previously we had two different systems, and there was a multiple system landscape where we need to capture or replicate the data between different systems, and the data between different systems and with the own SLA of the business. Some businesses wanted a monthly loading of the data, some wanted a daily loading of the data, and it was something which was time consuming. So here with S4 HANA Finance, they have made the process very simple. The process of capturing the data is now real time. That means as soon as you hit your transaction system, any transaction gets hit to the OLTP system, automatically these transactions gets updated to your reporting embedded BW, which is within your box. That means that particular transaction will hit OLAP systems immediately, and that was something is a real time, and the end user can run a query on top of this embedded BW so that a real time reporting is made possible. So with this particular real time reporting, they have reduced the time taken for month end closing. So previously there was a lot of time which used to, for closing a particular month, it used to take a lot of time. But with the real time process, with the real time process replication, the transaction data replication, now there is a quick response on closing the month end. So we also call it as soft close. That means within a month, the month end close happens very fast. There is no need for reconciliation reports to be run. There is no need for the replication of the data and check the correctness, and everything, whatever transactions you hit here, it will automatically get replicated to your OLAP system where the reporting is possible. Now the second thing is simplification. They have made the simplification by removing the redundancy of the data. If you see previously in R2, R3, the data, if you hit any transaction data, if you feed any transaction data, that particular data will go and sit in header tables as well as the line item tables in FI. And the same data used to enter CO in a pre-aggregated tables. And these pre-aggregated tables or materialized views are meant for a specific purpose. That means application specific reports, when you run in CO, the data will be fetched from these pre-aggregated tables, and which were defined to optimize the performance of the reporting. So this caused a redundancy of the data. That means the same data is in header table and respective line item table, and the same data has flown to the CO where it is sitting as in a pre-aggregated table. So here the redundancy has been removed. Now here the redundancy has been removed by removing the index tables and totals table. Fine, please be seated. So I can just. So these redundancies have now been removed with the simplification which has been made for the entire data model. Just one moment. Huh? Okay, now sorry. So that this redundancy has now been removed with by having only one line item table only one line item table, which is AC doc A. This is the table which will be having all fields throughout your FI and CO tables. FI and CO tables. So these redundancies, no, the data is not redundant and it is going to be stored in only one line item table, and which is called as AC doc A. So in case if a user wants to run any query or a report, all data, even irrespective of the application, all data will be aggregated on the fly, and this particular AC doc A table, it stores the line item details. Line item details. So in case if irrespective of the application, whether it is FI or CO, in case if the user runs any query, then the amount, I mean the figures gets aggregated on the fly, and the results will be delivered to those particular queries. So there was now why the simplification is made right now, because previously there were pre-aggregated tables and even the data was distributed across the FI and CO, and each module of FICO used to tell that yes, I am correct, and whatever data I am holding, it's correct. So it was at that time the necessity for pre-aggregated tables, the data which goes and sits in pre-aggregated tables, the necessity was that to improve or optimize the reporting performance. But now with S4 HANA, where the database is HANA, which is an in-memory database, now there is no necessity, because any reports you run, the details of the line, I mean the amounts will be, the information will be stored in a line item table, and uh, and when a report is run, all information with respect to the query or the scope, the information will be calculated and aggregated on the fly. So that is how the simplification of the entire data model has been made, and there is no redundancy of the data, that is no duplication of the data with S4 HANA. Then coming to user experience. User experience has been made simple using the Fiori apps. User experience has been made simple using the Fiori apps. So previously there was a functionality specific roles, and now with the coming of the HANA, now it's a role specific, I mean the role specific, the role based apps can be assigned to the user. So previously it was functionality specific, now it is a more of a role specific. So these are all the apps which can run on a mobile phone, these are all the apps which can run on the iPads and uh, the the even the monitor, I mean the laptop, so that the user will be having a role specific apps, so that user experience can be much more improved. Then we have flexible reporting. So the reporting can be done by the business using Microsoft Office analysis, and there is no need for a business user to be trained, because some Microsoft Office analysis, which the user also knows, it is interface, I mean this Microsoft Excel tool, which user already knows, and business can do a reporting based on the any dimensions they wanted. So this is the flexible reporting. And coming to sixth, this simplification is also called, by removing the redundancy and putting all the data in a line item table. It's also called as, I mean, I can also call it as a single source of truth. That means whether it's a OLAP or OLTP system, they are all sharing the business. I mean, the information is coming only from one line item table. So wherever, in whichever application you go and see, it's going to derive its data from AC.A table, which is a single source of truth. So there is no need for uh, the data to be sitting in different tables. So the index tables have been removed and the total tables have been removed. So functional scope perspective, from a functional perspective, the key areas of innovation are SAP accounting powered by HANA, SAP accounting powered by HANA. These are all the key areas of innovation which is coming with Simple Finance. SAP accounting powered by HANA, SAP cash management powered by HANA, and SAP IBP. IBP stands for Integrated Business Planning. So you know it's nothing but it is SAP BPC embedded version or variation. So these are all the three major areas or the key areas of innovation which Simple Finance comes with. And there is a lot of revamping and the new terminology has been coined by SAP, and there are few changes in the application. So all the time tested functionality is already loaded in SAP Simple Finance, but at the same time there are few changes. We have something called as Central Finance, and we have something called as Universal Journal. So Central Finance is a system for integrating the heterogeneous landscape. That means if a client starts acquiring a company and those clients are running in some third party softwares, so Central Finance is such an instance which will which is used for a central reporting. So all these heterogeneous system landscape can be integrated to Central Finance, and a central reporting can be made through Central Finance. And we have something called as Universal Journal. It is a journal which will be running on top of, which will be deriving its data from AC.A table, that is a line item table. And it is the journal which, again, I say that shows the single version of truth. The single, it shows the single version of truth. Okay. And other than that, we have some concepts called as appendix ledger. Appendix ledger, which has come, which is now with Simple Finance. Appendix ledger and a new asset accounting. So there is a major change in the new asset accounting. And previously we had leading and non-leading ledger, but in place now in Simple Finance you'll be hearing a new word called as appendix ledger, and the entire asset accounting is now changed. Other than that, in SAP cash management we have changes, and SAP IBP, which is entirely new within the SAP Simple Finance. Now let us see in the type of deployment modes with which Simple Finance can be consumed. So the first deployment mode is on-premise. So this Simple Finance comes with on-premise edition as a consumption mode. Second, it's a cloud-based solution is available. And the third is hybrid solution. So on-premise solution if a customer has his own data centers, they have their own hardwares, they have their own IT team, then a customer can go with an on-premise edition. So the benefits of going with the on-premise edition is that they can install Simple Finance as an add-on, and they have a higher flexibility to change the business process or the configuration anytime. So they have a full flexibility to change the business process and configuration, because the entire uh, Simple Finance or the solution is available with IT. Now with respect to the cloud based, you have two types of cloud. One is a private cloud. Your solution can be hosted in private cloud as well as in public cloud. So again, it is going to be managed. It is being taken as a managed service by SAP, but in these two scenarios, you will be having a very little flexibility to change or configure your business process. In the case of a private cloud, the release may differ, whereas in the case of a public cloud, the release of the software will be same. It will be same. And the third solution is hybrid solution. That means few of the components or few of the applications can run on premise and few can run on cloud and few can run on cloud. So in these consumption modes, SAP is offering this particular Simple Finance. So any questions? Chandra?